So I'm sure lots of people have so many questions for us. Ooh.
So I think to make it easier, if we can ask people to type questions in the chat. We're not going to open up for people to speak on video, just because some people like the microphone. So we're going to give everyone equal opportunity. If you can please type your questions in the chat, we'll read them and answer them. And it's just easier to get through a lot of questions like that. I know lots of questions are probably going to be about compression. Do you just want to touch on that, Can, so we can alleviate some of the questions?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so compression has been a lengthy process. Definitely, you know, one thing I can say about being in the development is that you never know what's going to happen. You never know if something can take really quickly or it can take long. And we thought that compression would be a very easy thing, because what we started off with was, of course, the option to quit, because we found a lot of people, they get excited, they get sucked into that wonderful energy, that low vibration of greed or wanting to hurry up time. And then, of course, they will put in a space filler. And I've seen it happen with a legend on the board where they have one more gifter before they can move on. So the temptation is there just to put somebody in or take a position yourself. And then, of course, further down the line, you realize what a mistake that was. And before, you would have to try and find somebody to take over that position, which isn't really fun, because now somebody new is having to slot into somebody's position. So energetically, that wasn't really great. So that's why we have the quit button, so that if somebody decides, you know, we've all got free will, something that sounded great and felt great might not necessarily stay that way. And we wanted to give people the option to exit and not have, you know, any issues with trying to do something that they weren't doing with their heart. When that happened, we also introduced auto remove, because there were lots of people that had done the same thing and weren't even logging into those profiles. They weren't contactable. So, of course, when that happened, it left a lot of holes. And of course, when teams were working together, they were able to fill those holes. But then there were a lot of people, you know, that landed up like my mom's board, where she was a legend and there was literally one guide next to her. And, you know, we decided to start fresh and build it. But some people aren't that lucky. So we didn't realize that so many holes would come. And then we had to look at the next phase. Okay, what now? We've got to do compression. Okay, great. Let's make sure that, you know, whatever people need to move where they need to move, it will all just work perfectly. But we didn't take into account that, you know, there might be loads more builders than guides. So when you're trying to compress everything together, there's going to be builders that are left over and not necessarily any more boards. So then new boards are created for those people that are left over. And then that created more holes. So then we have to go back to the drawing board and go, okay, what can we do now? So it's just been trying to make sure that everybody gets as compressed as possible. And what we decided, because there were so many people in the beginning with migration that kind of just decided they were going to wait and see what happens. Now, in a gifting activity, there is no such thing as waiting and seeing what happens, because you're just going to be waiting. Nothing's going to happen if you don't action or do anything. So we decided we were going to bring teams back together, because a lot of them had got, you know, cross-pollinated, and maybe the sense of accountability wasn't there where it would be with your teams. So so that's happened in the last 2 weeks, where we've tried to get lineages and teams back together. And in the process, if a legend had 4 confirmed gifters on their board, but they maybe got there because it was the oldest board or because of cross-pollination, they would have been moved off the board to follow someone else. But that's not a train smash, because now the legend can get 8 more gifts. So they would have got 12 gifts at the end of the day. So that's where we're at now. And we managed to do that with all the invitees. Again, when we did that, it created more holes that we weren't aware of. So today we actually ran the last leg of compression, making sure that all of the legends that were lonely and by themselves were placed onto boards that didn't have legends. And we are hoping that all of the holes have been closed. But, you know, the world isn't perfect. And we've taken so long because we wanted to make everybody happy. There's probably going to be 1,000 people out of 250,000 that aren't going to be happy. And I apologize for that. We've really done the best that we can. I don't know who those 1,000 people are or positions. I just know that out of 250,000, there's going to be 1,000 that maybe are missing 2 builders on their board or are missing 1 builder on their board. But yeah, we're going to do the best that we can to roll with the punches and see where we can assist from there. It's really been a learning experience for us. And we really, truly are doing the best that we can to make everybody happy. V, I don't know if you want to add anything in there.
Unmute V.
Candice, just to echo what Candice said, compression, yeah, it's you know what, between Candice and I, we worked hard during the December holidays, and we really try to think of every single situation outside of the box. And like Candice said, there'll be a small percentage of people, unfortunately, that their boards won't be affected, but majority of boards will be affected positively with compression. And like Can said, you know, we're trying to bring the teams back together. And with the correction that was done now in the beginning of January, the positivity that we've gotten. I mean, I've got teams that are saying, wow, you know, we had empty spots on our silver boards. And our invitees were gifters, confirmed gifters on silver boards where they knew nobody and people weren't communicating with them. And guess what? They're now currently sitting in builder positions on our silver boards. So, I mean, you know, the developer and the team has worked tirelessly over the last 6 weeks to try and make as many people in the community as happy as possible. And I just want to thank everybody who took the time out to sacrifice their time over the holidays to make it work. And yeah, compression will be something that will be continuously done as often as possible. But for now, we're busy with the correction. And to answer a lot of the questions, the boards without legends, majority of these boards will be filled with legends. So I know there's a lot of boards where there's legends on their own on board. Where there is space for these legends to go onto boards with unconfirmed gifters, they will be placed there to answer that question. And secondly, also, I just want to apologize from my side, community, I get hundreds of WhatsApps a day and Telegram messages, hundreds. And I kid you not, I can clear my WhatsApp inbox and then I'll wake up to over 200 and something WhatsApps. And I know there's tons of you that I haven't gotten back to in days, some weeks, and I just want to apologize. I'm trying to get through them. It's a lot with support, as well as dealing with compression, as well as dealing with development, as well as the WhatsApp. So firstly, I just want to say sorry from my side if I haven't gotten back to you. I'm going to try and get back to everybody by the end of the month. So yes.
Vanessa, can I interrupt you there? On that note, folks, it's actually so important that all of us log tickets with support. Contacting Vanessa or Candice or myself or anybody else you might know in the community personally is not actually to your benefit, because without a ticket number, we cannot go to the developer and ask him to track an issue. So even myself, if I pick up something on a board that is strange, it's easy for me to pick up the phone and phone my friend, but I don't. I log a support ticket, because then if others come in, the developer can track and deal with it quickly. So please, I'm requesting on behalf of the core leaders, admin and support, please don't contact us personally, rather log a support ticket. That is going to make it fairer and easier for support to address the issues. We cannot have some people having access to private support without tickets when we need those tickets for our developer. Sorry, Melissa, I had to say that.
Thanks, Adele.
No, that's yeah.
Yeah, I also just want to mention that I even log support tickets. If I've seen that there's no legend on a board, instead of sending Melissa a message, because I know how swamped she is, and it doesn't matter because every ticket that's logged, we've got a history of the conversation. So, you know, just for example, with replacing somebody, we cannot replace somebody more than 3 times. Because, I mean, if they have to ask to be replaced 3 times, what are they actually doing in this program? So, you know, if they log a ticket, I can see exactly what's been going on with their history. So really, really important that you log.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to ask.
Sorry, Melissa.
Go for it.
I just want to say, I see Granny Sylvia mentioned that she did log a ticket with support with regards to legends. So currently, we are not replacing legends on empty legend spots on boards. Reason being is because we are busy running compression currently. And because of that, the legends that are all lonely on boards with nobody or with no gifters, we are placing these lonely legends on these boards, giving them hope because they're all alone. And yes, once compression is done, we are going to have a couple hundred boards without legends. Those boards, after compression is done, need to be reported to support. And I'm talking next week, not right now. So please bear with us. We are almost done. This compression and correction is going to take a little while longer. It could take 2 hours. It could take 2 days. It could take 3 days. But we have begun the process. So please be patient with us and also be patient with us in support. There's only a few of us angels that are working in support, and we are really trying our utmost. Imagine everybody, and I just want to thank all the ladies in support. You know who you are. I know you guys want to remain anonymous, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you guys work tirelessly, anonymously, and for nothing. You guys expect nothing in return. And I just want to thank all the angels, because I really love and appreciate all of you.
Thanks.
They truly are amazing people. They really are. And I think just to emphasize something that you said there, Melissa, even though we've now stated this evening, Candice and Melissa, that compression is underway, it doesn't mean that you're going to log on tonight, this evening, and find everything resolved. Compression is a process. And Melissa, I'm correct. It might take a day or so. And we're not finished yet. We will let you know. There will be a notification posted on the official Gift of Legacy Telegram group when compression is complete. And then by all means, you can log support tickets. But we don't need every legendless board being reported right now, because compression is in process. So please, people, when that notice comes out, then you know compression is complete. And only when you see it on the Gift of Legacy Telegram group, not on other Zoom calls, other communities, other people, a notification with the Gift of Legacy logo on the Telegram group is the only official notification that you need to watch for.
Thanks, Adele. Yes. And there's two things that I want to address here. Sylvia, great question. I'll just read it. One of the guys that I brought in has been moved from the left hemisphere, where he was in guard with 2 builders that he invited. And now he's been removed from the left hemisphere and suddenly appears on the right hemisphere without his invitees. Now that is because, let's say, Sylvia, he's following you. He's going to follow you first. That's how it's designed. You follow your inviter. And if you can't follow your inviter, you're going to follow your inviter's inviter. So we had to, in order to keep, and this was also a big decision, because we wanted to make sure that everybody's on the same board from a team. So what was happening just before the December holidays is that we were only doing hemisphere specific, but then that doesn't leave a lot of room if you've got invitees that want to come to your board. So we had to open up both sides of the board, and it will happen that people will get moved around, but remember, they are still in the same team. And we had to do that so that everybody can be together. Otherwise, that guy would have gone to your inviter's board, because he wouldn't have seen that there was space on the other side. So people will get swapped around. There will be cases where guys will be swapped with builders, but you will all be from the same family. So we do apologize for that, but it's better than going onto a board where you don't know anyone, and the languages are different and no one's talking to one another. And then I just want to address Eddie. Nice to see you. He's just asking about migrated profiles. Are the angel profiles followed by migrators? Yes, they will. But again, you might not necessarily see you're on an angel board. You might be following somebody that is following an angel position. So, and then lastly, This is a very big problem, and I'm going to be transparent and honest with you guys. You know, Jan is saying that there's so many people that are landing as gifters and all using the same message, copy and pasted. There's nothing personal. There's nothing loving. There's nothing that is in alignment with gift of legacy when people do that. And this is because people don't have the vision. They're actually blocking their abundance because they don't believe that the people that they bring in can actually get past the 400 board to the 1,600 board. And these are people that are saying, we'll manage your profiles for you. Just bring us lots of people. Just give us names. Take out thousands of profiles. This is not the right platform for you. And I'm going to say that now. What you're doing is so dishonest and disrespectful to the rest of the community. And the reason we spend so much money on development was to create auto join, so that if you finish on a bronze board, you get automatically joined to a silver board. And from the silver board, once you're a confirmed gifter, you've gifted your $400 and you've been confirmed, then you're allowed to join a bronze board. We spend so much money on that. And what's happened is people have found a loophole. They've told their gang and the strategy to the rest of their people, oh, if that happens, just tell them you're not ready to gift yet. What the hell is that all about? We've tried to work so well with everybody, and yet people think that they know better. Please, you know, this isn't the platform for you. We've never, ever entertained that. We've always said, don't join a third-party program. Don't get people to manage your profile. And how dare you steal money from the community? Because that's what you're doing. And even if you're riding the boards and it's $12.50 and you're getting $100 at the end of it, that is not yours. Half of that was supposed to go back to the community, and you've made your own rules. And now we're stuck. So I would love to send you a bill for the developer so that we can get rid of auto remove, because you people are ruining other people's experiences. As a legend, it's so beautiful to receive gifts. It's so wonderful to see gifters on your board. But when you have to chase after a gift and get into the energy of debt collecting, why are you bringing this old energy into Gift of Legacy? We want new ways of doing things. We want to support one another and uplift one another, and we want to share wealth amongst everybody. And you're ruining it. So just stop, or just find another platform, because you're actually not welcome here unless you change.
Well said, Cans. I must agree with you. Anybody who is using Gift of Legacy for their own intentions and their own purposes outside of the guidelines of Gift of Legacy, you are doing harm to our beautiful community. The guidelines are simple. You join, you gift the legend on the bronze board, you move on to silver, and then you join the bronze perpetual, and so it continues. The goal of Gift of Legacy is for us all to be on all 4 boards and riding them perpetually, to have groups and communities within our greater community who are using one board, the $100 board, and continually riding them and not moving on, means that everybody is not able to continue their journey. And so we plead with you to stop this nonsense and to work within the guidelines of Gift of Legacy and to work with us. Certainly, if we didn't have to spend all this money, well, not we, if GGM didn't have to spend all of this money on ensuring the longevity of the system, then we would be able to help with more Loveheart positions and angel positions, but we're not able to do that at the moment.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Adele. Yes, thank you so
Hi,
much.
Hercules. It's lovely to see you. Please have the platform.
Thank you so much. And thank you to Candice and everybody, Melissa, for hosting tonight's call, and to all our support angels. Thank you so much. I just want to add to what Adele had just said, and obviously Adele commented on what Candice had said, and that is that we're very much aware that people are following a strategy falling outside of the GL guidelines, and by doing so, blocking the abundance and denying community members their abundance. And we cannot be continuously, ensuring that GL keeps on operating for bad actors such as this. We're aware of a lot of them, and so we are going to take serious action, unfortunately, to avoid and to prevent these bad actors from continuing abusing the GL system just to suit their own strategy that are falling outside of the guidelines. We're attracting a bad energy if we keep on allowing that. And that is not what we would like to be doing. So I just wanted to add to the conversation with regards to this. It is a big issue. It is a big problem because legends are in expectation of getting gifts as they see all these gifters landing on their silver board, especially, only to be told, and that is only once the gifter has the courtesy to respond. Sorry, remove me luck. It is copy paste. And as I say, we're aware of who these bad actors are, most of them, and we are going to be putting a stop to it. And so I would ask everybody to please refrain from following strategies that are outside of the guidelines of GL. Please help us to ensure that GL is operating and doing what it's supposed to for thousands globally. Doing what you're doing is not fair. It is absolutely not fair. And as custodians, we can no longer accept this kind of conduct. But anyway, enough said. I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you, Adele.
Thank you, Hercules. And Hercules, now we are all indebted to you. And there's questions in the chat about Loveheart. Hercules is Mr. Loveheart. He is the biggest hearted man in our community. He is the man that looks after GGM, and he looks after all of the Loveheart positions. Hercules has given up so much of his own wealth, of his own cash on hand to develop our system. And Hercules, we are so grateful to you and for all that you do. And we will stand by you, and we will make sure that our community is not tainted by people who have their own selfish needs, because Gift of Legacy is here to change the world and to color the world. So we
Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Adele.
It's a pleasure, Herky. In terms of the Loveheart positions, there are questions there. A Loveheart position. I just want to mention it because people are not all reading the chat. A Loveheart position is a position that you gift from your heart. So you might know a charity or a person who needs a profile who will benefit from it, but you know that they may be not in a position to find their 2 invitees. You will apply for a Loveheart position. You will send the gift to the legend on the board. So you will be like sending a gift voucher. Okay? You are going to send the gift for that person. GGM will make sure that that Loveheart position gets 2 invitees. But that person is not linked to your profile. Yes, you have gifted that position. They are not linked to your profile. They are linked to your heart. You have paid it forward. You are helping somebody from your big heart, but it's not linked to your profile. So please understand, Loveheart is not for you to get your quick 2. No, that's not what it's about. It's about you helping somebody who really needs that help. And we just need to understand that distinction. Okay. Any other questions that you've seen, Melissa?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of DMs.
Not allowed to see it, Melissa, people. You're not allowed to.
Okay, I just want to clarify something very quickly. So with compression, legends will still remain as legends. So if you're currently a legend on the board, yes, there was an era in December where legends were swapped because of, remember when Hemisphere split, they were guides previously and then they became legends on their new boards. And then when we ran the compression in December, yes, there was an error where those legends went back to being guides. That has been corrected. So now legends will always remain as legends whenever we run a correction or a compression, to answer the one question. The second question is, if you are an unconfirmed gifter, when we run compression, you will still remain an unconfirmed gifter. So there's a lot of people in the community who are scurrying to join boards quickly, because in their minds, they think that they're unconfirmed on these boards and then they are going to be aligned with their teams. No, you are not going to be aligned with your teams. I have to answer this question because too many people are DMing me. You will still remain an unconfirmed gifter on the board that you are on. My advice would be to please gift the legend on the board or graciously ask to be removed off that board if you are scurrying to join boards and you're doing this incorrectly. Like Hercules said, we are aware of participants who are not abiding by the rules of Gift of Legacy. So a legend will continue to be a legend when we do correction and compression, and an unconfirmed gifter will remain an unconfirmed gifter on the very same board that you are on. You will not be aligned with your team because you're not playing correctly and you're not gifting the legend as you're supposed to. Thirdly, because we are running correction and compression and we are trying to align everybody with their teams, yes, builders and guides, like from the very first time when we ran compression, as Candice said earlier, they may get swapped around. So you may be currently a builder or a guide on a board. This board has done nothing for months because you're with strangers on the board, people who either don't speak the same language as you, or people, as Candice and Adele mentioned earlier, are space fillers who just decided, you know what, I've got $1,000. I'm going to take out 10 profiles, but guess what? I'm not going to actually support it by putting 2 by 2 by 2 on each of those profiles. So therefore, you're sitting on a board and you've been a guide on a board with people who've done nothing. Would you not rather be a builder on a board with people that you know from your team and people who are actively building and working in Gift of Legacy? Or would you rather not continue being a guide on a board, which will not move for months? Why? Because people are waiting for you to do the work. And if you are not going to be bringing in more people, then you're going to be sitting on that board forever. So why not move? Yes, it'll take you a minute or two, but it'll be quicker to be on a board with people you recognize and people who are actually active participants and people who are actually in your team than sitting on a board from, say, March or April or June. And another thing, yes, to answer everybody's questions, because I've been getting so many, there are numerous teams in Gift of Legacy. I know firsthand that are putting in dozens of people a day. And I kid you not, dozens, because that's how excited they are. They're not waiting for compression. They're not waiting for any kind of correction. They don't even have gaps on their boards because they are so excited. And they are receiving in abundance because they are playing the game correctly. So yes, I do understand people's frustration that, oh, they're upset because they're moving from guide to builder and they've brought in their 2, but they're on boards that aren't doing anything. So we are trying to align everybody systematically with their teams so that at least you can work together on the boards of abundance. So I hope that answers all the questions that I've gotten so far. And I'll tap back into now.
There's so many of those questions. We see them on the groups. And another question that we can maybe address is people are saying, oh, but I brought my 2 and they've left. Then you need to bring another 2. Gift of Legacy has always said that you need 2 active invitees with you. If you don't, sidelining applies on all boards. So if you're on a platinum board and your invitees leave, you're going to be on a platinum board and your circle is going to go white. You have to invite 2 people who will join on your bronze board, and then your circle will fill up again, and then you will be able to move on. And the reason all of these changes and all of these features happened is twofold. One, Gift of Legacy was always developing when we launched. And two, to make sure that people who were trying to work outside of the guidelines had to fall within the guidelines. So, you know, we talked about kindergarten. I love that video, Candice, when he spoke of kindergarten economy. Sometimes it's just like dealing with children. You put a plate of sweets down and you're going to have those little monsters who go and grab as much as they can and stuff it in their mouths, and the others will take one at a time and share. And that's just, it's within human nature, but we all need to follow guidelines, and that's what our leaders and our developers have put in place. So if your 2 people have left, you have to invite 2 more. And yes, it's not your fault, but you can still do it. And I concur with what Melissa said. People are adding people to the boards. I added somebody. I used my link and signed up an invitee the other day. Do I do it every day? No. But last week I signed up an invitee. Why? Because I speak to everybody I can about Gift of Legacy. And I follow the simple process. I chat to them, I talk to them, and then I send them 3 short videos. And then I send them a presentation. And I don't know how many are on this call tonight because I've invited everyone I know to this call tonight. Follow the guidelines. They're there to help you. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. We've got a perfect wheel that works fine. Cans, any other questions you've seen?
No, and I think what I'd like to say is that this is something that you just wake up and you understand, is that people move the boards. So it cannot stop at, I've brought my 2 people. It can't, because if you want to get to the platinum board, your 2 people are going to have to bring their 2 people, and those 4 people bring 8, and those 8 bring 16, and 16 brings 32, and 32 64, and before you know it, you're at the platinum board. So please don't think that the work stops after 2, unless you've got 2 amazing people, which I mean has happened. It's one of those beautiful miracles that he speaks about. But it is people that drive the movement of the boards. And once you understand that, you will be able to share even more. And it really is important that, you know, and even with the new team that I was building, you'll get the people that are really excited and they're able to bring people, and then they'll help with the people below them by giving them 1 person. And, you know, when that person gets their people, they'll go further down the line and share. But it's constantly moving. It's constantly keeping engaged. And not something that you have to obsess about. Like I said earlier, it all depends how much you want to put in. If you want to put in a couple of hours a week or a couple of hours every day, you'll be able to see the difference in the way that you're moving on the boards.
Yeah.
Yep. Any last questions in the chat?
I think we've covered all of them.
I think so.
I think the most was the legendless boards, the lineages getting tied together. Just, you know, the communities within Gift of Legacy that are flourishing are those that are just putting their heads down and doing what they have to do, and they are really and truly riding the boards of abundance. This is possible. I mean, the stories that I got over December, I mean, they were just short or shy of miracles. People receiving gold gifts that they became unemployable. And then all of a sudden, 2 gold gifts dropped in their lap within 24 hours because of all the hard work that they put in the whole year in Gift of Legacy. Then the gifts just dropped like that. I mean, come on. Hard work always pays off. You get nothing when you put nothing in. But when you start giving your time and your energy towards something, then you get something out in return. Life is all about giving and receiving. If you give nothing, you get nothing. So put your energy into Gift of Legacy. It does work. You've just got to put in the work and a little bit of effort, just a little bit of effort. Help your 2 find their 2. Help those 2 find their 2. grow a beautiful team. Have your own little communities of Zooms, because like Can said, we are not going to be hosting Zooms every week, maybe every second week, once a month, hopefully with everybody in the call, because we're also trying to build our own little communities, which we haven't had the opportunity to do because we've been so busy with development. Like Babsi says, eat, breathe, and sleep GL. These guys are flying. Why? Because they are putting in the effort. So as much effort as you put into Gift of Legacy is how much effort you'll get out of it. So if you give nothing and all you do is sit back and wait with expectation, you're going to get nothing. But if you put in the work, you will receive in abundance. We've seen it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to see. And like Can said earlier, development costs a lot of money, family, a lot of money. And our wonderful Hercules has been footing the bill. I'm just going to put it out there from his heart, because he believes in our wonderful community. So I just want to say thank you to him as well. So everybody, when you guys see an angel on the board or GGM, just know it's because of them that our beautiful program is running. The development costs are getting paid. Our hosting is getting paid. Our developers getting paid. So give from the heart with love, with joy, as Candices, because let me tell you, when you gift somebody on the $5,000 board, I think you as the person gifting are more emotional than the person who's actually receiving it, because it's such a beautiful feeling to give so much to somebody and you have no idea how much that person is in need of it. So please play the game fairly, give from the heart, join the perpetual boards. Don't ask to always be continuously removed. If you play the game correctly, you'll be rewarded in so much abundance. It'll rock your world. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. We love you guys and we appreciate you, and especially those who are doing and playing Gift of Legacy correctly. We love you, we appreciate you, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Oh, Vanessa, you rock our world. You really, really do. Go, Cans.
I just want to add, I mean, there's a lot of you that are on boards with us, and you know, we're all in this together. So if I don't work and bring my people in, if Melissa doesn't work and bring her people in, if Hercules doesn't work and bring his people in, guess what? We're not going to move either. We all need to do the work. We all need to do the work. Even the co-creators, even the people in support, we all started off on an even foot. We all got randomly placed and we all have to do the work. No one's getting a free ride with Gift of Legacy, that's for sure. And if you did before, that is amazing. Be grateful, but put in the work now.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, Cans and Melissa, when you say we've seen it, I just need to clarify, community, what Melissa means. She doesn't mean we've seen it as in we, the core, have seen it because it's happening to us. We mean we've seen it because we are on calls with people from different communities across the world. We get to hear the feel-good stories. We see it. So when Melissa says we see it, it doesn't mean she's getting those gifts, because not all the co-creators have been through all the boards. Not all of us are on platinum. I'm not on platinum. I'm just a little person on the boards, okay? So not everybody has been through it, but when we say we've seen it, we know of people who have been in those positions. So it's not just the top leaders, it's everybody, and we can all achieve it if we work together. Can I just go back to something a little bit more serious, touching on what Jan was talking about earlier and what we've already addressed. There are rumors going around about compression that there are still other phases coming and we're only going to end the end of February. That's incorrect. Correct? It's incorrect. Phase 4 is running currently and will be completed by the end of January notification will go in the Telegram group. So any rumors that you are hearing that there are other phases coming and it's end of February or other stories, they're just that, stories. Unless it's on a notice on our Telegram group, it's hearsay and it's not the truth. Listen to our groups and our Zooms for all the information. Candice, do you want to wrap us up?
Just share from the heart. Like I said before, I will actually make a little separate YouTube video with that little Charles Eisenstein clip, because it's about 12 minutes and it's just really lovely because it's somebody else that's written books about sacred economy. He's been around for longer than Gift of Legacy, and sacred economy has been around since the 60s. And this is really the time. 2022 is the year where things are going to change for the positive. And it's really, really beautiful that you guys are here. You're the pioneers. You are already paving the way for the rest of the world. So I just want to say thank you and honor you for truly following your heart. And it's not always easy because, you know, we are in the face of adversity. When we change things, chaos happens, but beautiful things and miracles happen in the chaos. So thank you for riding the boards of abundance with us. And let's truly just keep on coloring everybody's world. 2023, I meant.
2023. Love you guys.
Thank you, everybody. So much gratitude. Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Bye. Big kiss from Portugal.
Bye.
Big kisses from South Africa.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. Thank you from Cape Town. Keep on.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.